Different religions, different gods in most cases. What do they have to say about cats, if anything at all? We know that's probably your number one thought in the shower, so we're here to break it down for you. First of all, sorry to disappoint, but Christianity and the New Testament actually don't mention domestic cats. That's right, no grumpy cat references. Psalm 73 verse 7 does describe fat cats as having their eyes bulge with abundance. They have more than the heart could wish. It references cats, but only metaphorically. In this instance, with fat cats are unfairly compared to greedy townspeople. It makes sense that the New Testament does, however, make quite a few references to wild and big cats, aka lions, since at the time, people did not have pets so much as livestock like horses, sheep, and chickens, rather than pet cats or dogs. One of the most memorable examples is Proverbs 28 verse 1. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. The adage touches on the majestic nature of cats, both big and small. It's quite a different take from Catholicism in the 12th and 13th centuries, when cats were associated with Satan and demonic forces generally. This is where the story time begins. Back then, the medieval Welsh writer Walter Map wrote that reformists in the Catholic Church conducted dark rituals involving cats. Pope Gregory IX followed up on these reports of godliness and heresy throughout Europe by sending Inquisitor Conrad van Marburg of Germany to 1. Check if this was indeed happening, and 2. Root it out if so. In a true game of telephone, Conrad sent the Pope a report of rituals that were almost identical to Walter Map's writings. The result? In 1223, Pope Gregory IX issued a religious edict that denounced cats, especially black cats, as partners in crime with Satan. Interestingly, when the Protestant Reformation took place from roughly 1517 to 1648, people began to think more carefully about many aspects of their religion, including the heresy about cats. Funnily enough, it took the loosening up of religious beliefs, plus Queen Victoria's reign from 1837 to 1901, and her curiosity about ancient Egypt to return cats to their rightful place as our beloved pets. When the Rosetta Stone was deciphered around 1822, it made Egyptian culture more transparent to the entire world. Egyptian hieroglyphics were now understood as a language. It unlocked many references to the feline goddess Bastet, who was typically portrayed as a woman with a cat's face. In ancient Egypt's religion, Bastet was the goddess of pregnancy, childbirth, fertility, and protected against contagious diseases and evil spirits. Reportedly, Queen Victoria was, like many of us, quite fascinated by ancient Egyptian culture. This sparked her passion for cats and led to her adopting 2 blue Persians, and from then on, a reputation for breeding show cats. And with that, we can thank Queen Victoria for contributing largely to the reintroduction of cats into English society, including among the religious faithful. Another religion that's famous for its love of cats is Islam. What's the backstory? Well, Prophet Muhammad himself was said to love cats and had his own pet cat, Musa. One of the most well-known stories that showed his affection for Musa is that one day Muhammad awoke to the call for prayer. While preparing to attend prayer and dressing himself, he discovered that Musa was actually asleep on his prayer robe. Rather than wake her up, he cut the sleeve off so the cat could continue to sleep undisturbed. Many hadiths or collected sayings of Muhammad explicitly prohibit the mistreatment and killing of cats. It shouldn't be surprising considering that a cat reportedly saved Muhammad's life by killing a snake ready to strike him. In fact, cats hold such a special place in Islam and considered so ritually clean that they're the only animal, besides human beings, allowed in mosques. That includes Masjid al-Haram, or the Great Mosque of the Kaaba in Mecca, one of the holiest places in Islam. So how far does that cleanliness go according to Islam? Food that's consumed partially by cats is considered halal, so Muslims can still eat from it. Water that cats have drunk can be used for wudu, or the ritual washing that Muslims do before praying. Staying in the more eastern sphere of the world, while there's no god per se in Buddhism, Buddhism also speaks highly of cats, especially their somewhat supernatural abilities. In particular, in some branches of Buddhism, cats are considered the temporary resting places of the deceased. One Burmese legend even describes Buddhist monks believing that the Burman, a cat breed native to Burma that has developed in northern monasteries and often seen as the companions of monks, as the actual embodiments of gods. Taking it even a step further, some Buddhists believe that cats engage in astral travel while they're alive. Despite what some people believe, cats are also very loyal. When they pick their favorite person, they'll stay with you forever, even into the afterlife. Regardless of a religion's love or hate relationship with cats, one point is very clear. Cats are highly spiritual beings and seem to operate on a higher frequency. Maybe it's their super sharp hearing or zen-like nature at all times, but anyone who's been around a cat or owns one knows that they're the guardians of our homes and energies. Check out fellow YouTuber Eve the Medium's video on cats as the spiritual guardians of humans. It's an interesting listen on a now domesticated but still elusive animal that's been worshipped and crucified for as long as humankind has existed. Personally, we thank God that it's mostly worshiping these days. Thanks for watching this video and comment below on whether you think cats operate on a different frequency.